All right, let's continue our discussion. I'm going to talk about what discussion? What's going on out there? Cray cray. All right, you ready for full disclosure and the real deception that you must know about? You don't have to believe me, but why don't you come over and listen to something, because you know I'm always going to give you a different perspective that may shift you, give you an epiphany, but it's your choice. Come on over and listen, and you make up your own mind. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears, live an amazing life. Fear is the only thing that F's up our planet. Hey, they both start with F. Why is that? Everyone in anxiety and conflict, sadness, depression is coming from a place of fear. They don't like where they are. They fear the future. They fear other people, paranoia, all this stuff. I'm going to tell you what the true deception is, and I want you to think really good and hard about this, because I talk about the matrix. It is a grid on our planet, just like a holographic game is played. That's all it is. When we break through it, past it, it's because we've overcome the barriers of the matrix, which is fear, separation, all the low density thinking. It's tough to be in these bodies. We have very dense bodies. It's tough to take this massive energy field and squish it in here. And we are made up of light. Everything's light. Now, let's talk about full disclosure and deception, the real deception. I want you to get a real grip on this, because we're so conditioned, and we are in a collective, this is in the grid, the collective consciousness of this planet, I'm just talking about this planet alone, is one of deception and negativity and density. You know, all learning, all choices, all just part of what we're experiencing here to know the craziness of what we can possibly be, so that when we transition, we're like, whoa, I didn't know that was even possible. Wow, we're amazing and beautiful, but you wouldn't know that until you go to the cray cray planet, and that's where you are right now. What's total deception? When someone gives you, people call it agendas, or they have all these theories and this stuff. When someone has another agenda of some kind that puts you in fear, it is 100% more deception to keep you in fear. That's it. All right? So when you say, I don't know, are they the bad one? Are they the bad? Conspiracy, paranoia. It keeps you in the matrix. It's the same crap over and over again. All right, I want to talk about full disclosure. Did we really need some other institution to tell us that there are alien life forms? Hello? I mean, there are thousands of pictures. Now we have full disclosure. It's being disclosed. Do you think that is just like all of a sudden people want to be honest? No. There is always something going on there and a purpose for it. I don't care what it is. I don't need to know what it is, but I don't need somebody else to give me full disclosure. And we continue to put our trust in places that continually have not been trustworthy. And therefore we keep the cycle going. And then when we find out there was an agenda, we go, oh, they're the bad guys. And it keeps going and going. I want to ask you what you think. You think we're the only ones in the universe? There's multiple universes. They all have different games and creations and all kinds of cool stuff that you can't even possibly imagine, because you're a human being, and so am I. We chose this form. We chose to forget what we are, because limitations is a new experience for us. Fear is a new experience. So, do you want to break past it? The matrix is dissolving, but not for everybody. Because if I look out here and I see something, and you don't see it, just like one of those pictures, you know, if you look at it, does that 3D thing. It's all your perception. And so once again, if you keep trusting and looking at other people to tell you how things are, then you are trusting density. You have to, because if you are not going into here and going with what you truly believe, because I'm here to empower you. I don't want you to believe anything I say or what anybody else says unless you feel it absolutely rings true in your whole being has to feel it. Not because you're looking for an answer or, hey, listen, you can go to people all day long that are going to tell you, here's your future. Here's what the planet's going to do. There are no limits. None. That means you. So why would we go to other people on a planet to hear how things are? We don't have limits. There are endless beings out there, and they're not aliens. We're the destructive yin-yangs. You need full disclosure? We've had full disclosure. Have you seen alien craft? I finally saw my first one last year. I'm like, how come everybody else gets to see it and I don't? I bet this was authentic. No way this was anything less. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. This thing blinked out. It's hovered. It did. I mean, it was amazing. I was very excited. I'm like, thank you. Finally. I know you guys are out there, but it'd be nice to see one, you know, just one time. You know, we have all these ideas and paranoia and they're bad and they're bad. We're the nasty ones in the universe. I want you to understand that you don't need full disclosure. What is the truth about that? That more full disclosure has another agenda, right? Why? Because anything that separates us or puts fear in you is an agenda of density. It's okay. You don't have to believe it. Don't be blaming them. Well, no, you get to choose what you think, you feel, how you act. You are in full control of your energy field, all right? And you get to choose where you place that energy and what you associate with, because that's going to be entangled with you, and you want to be careful with that. But the news said, have you watched the news, Landria? Hello? Have you watched my channel? I don't watch the news. Oh, are you taking these teachings? I'm like, I am teaching. I'm getting my own downloads. I don't need to watch that stuff anymore because I want to come from a place of my own clarity. And you can do the same thing. Yes, teachers are good. If they can guide you to something and it feels right and good and it takes you past fear, then you know you're going into a higher frequency. And somebody said, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. You think a higher frequency can solve the problems? Like, yeah, hello. Yeah, I do. You don't have to believe it. Go watch the conspiracy channels. That's your choice. I'm not going to judge you. Why should I? I mean, we all came here to experience everything. So my question to you is, are you waiting for full disclosure of what? From who? We don't trust them. They've always lied to us. But now all of a sudden, oh, they're going to give us full disclosure. They're wonderful. McFly. Come on. This is insanity, all right? Yeah, so we want to just understand that the only thing that holds us back is fear and separation. And separation is fear, right? Fear is really ultimately that somehow you can be damaged or somebody can hurt you, and you believe these stories and you create this density of pain and struggle, and you don't have to do that anymore. What's the real agenda? What's the real agenda? You know, we can create anything we want here, and we are awakening. I promise you that. I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it. You guys are having epiphanies that, wait a minute, I'm looking past the matrix, and the whole game is that I'm not this, but I got to experience this, and that there's no enemies here, and that everything is totally connected. And that this we'll never fully understand, because as long as we're humans, we're still connected to that dense space. But I can expand outward into total compassion and love, no matter what, no matter who, and no matter what you hear. And I want you to shut it down if you want to go into that space of peace, because you're starting to then see past the want, and going into this beautiful space of all probabilities that show you that there is a place of total love and peace and compassion, unconditional love, which the One has for us. And if the One has it for us, what do you think that is? A demonstration that this is what we must do in order to go into that space. You can't get entry into that space. You can call that space whatever you want. I call it the miracle space, the miracle circle. This is why I have my Miracle Circle membership. We go into that space. I continue, take you into the space, take you into the space. Break past the fears, the conditioning, the thinking, the beliefs, anything that limits you, keeps you in fear. All right? Full disclosure. Let's talk about it. Nobody has that answer. What's the disclosure? You are everything. You are nothing. You're the power of the universe that creates everything that's not something we can understand. We don't need to. I call it the knowing. When you go into the knowing, you don't have any questions anymore. You just feel that love. And when you see things out there, you know it's just playing out. And everything you do in your day should first and foremost, if you want to go into that space, put the others first and say, there's an angry person. There's something coming from there that's painful. I don't wish that for them. Don't have to approve. Don't have to listen to it. So, are you putting your trust into the same ego-based garbage that's going out there and listening to this is how things are and this is how things are? No one knows how anything is. It's all everything and nothing. It's everything that you can possibly imagine and everything you can't imagine. And you have access to it. Are you using it? Are you labeling? Are you judging? We're letting go of that. You have nothing to fear. You are absolutely perfect. You never lost your higher self. You are it. It's not something separate from you. You're still it. You're just playing out a role. And you have access to it anytime when you let your ego step aside and stop naming things, separating, and trusting all these stories. They're just more stories. There's no story. The story is whatever you want to create that you believe is real. That's your story. Live in your story. It doesn't have to be my story or anybody else's. Can you respect that? Are you ready? Are you ready? I think you are. I think you know this. I think you know that there's something so great and perfect and beautiful. And you can let go. It's okay. Nothing can harm you. There is nothing separate from you. So how can something harm you? You are it. But if you believe something different, you'll create it. That's how powerful you are. You can create limitations. You can create hate and anger and separation. And that's the reality, the dimension you will live in. And yes, I do believe higher frequency is what it's all about. It's called awakening. Yeah, awakening. The beautiful challenge we all are up against in a world that needs to change right now if we want to live in a new earth. And if you don't, you can stay there. It's addictive. Negativity is addictive. It's interesting, isn't it? It keeps you going. Oh, what's the new theory? All right, so come on over. Please subscribe and share these. I would love to just spread the word that we're much greater than we can possibly imagine. And if you want to go down that route with me, you will be amazed at how your life will change. Not can, it will change, because you'll know that. And then people are creating online businesses. We're going to go through some big changes are coming up, especially with the financial industry, our economics. Of course they have to change because the structure we have doesn't work. We should never go through cycles like this. That makes no sense. There's abundance. We should have abundance all the time for everyone. So we're going to go into that space. I promise you that. But we have to let go of how we've been functioning. I'm launching another business, creating spiritually conscious online businesses. So we have a total different way of looking at things in business that actually contributes. And we put our contribution first And of course, everybody benefits from that, including yourself. This is very serious, very cool training for people creating online businesses. So if we go into any other situation here again, you have a computer, you're still up and running. And you can do what you want on that. Start choosing a life that you love. Start living a life that you love. It can start today. You can get Manifest Anything. It's my free video series down in the description, or go to landriaonka.com. Sign up for all kinds of stuff. Come join the Miracle Circle. We've got some amazing things going on there. Training all month at your own pace. Everybody starts at lesson 1 and goes through, so you can start anytime you want. But every month, everybody is invited to the live Miracle Circle, and we create that amazing miracle space where we know what we are. And there's so much love in that circle. And that energy is so amazing. And we send it to the planet because our planet is perfect. And when we feel this way, we're very aware of everything that we do to the planet, to ourselves, to animals. We stop using chemicals. Everything counts, my friend. It's all a frequency. It really is. All right, so thank you for being on my channel. You're the reason why I'm here. I quit a 20-year investment banking career to do this because I just knew it was right for me, just for me. You're whole and perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. There's a world waiting for you if you're not already there. If you're feeling what I'm talking about, continue to expand. Wait till you see some of the things that are going to start happening for you. Mind-blowing and beautiful. And we're going to share that. Blessings to you, my friend. You're unconditionally loved. Namaste.